Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment with the minds behind Macro Records. We are your hosts. I'm Madsen.
I'm Snoo.
No.
I'm Downlow'd.
No. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes.
That's Snoo. Oh, there's no video again.
There's still no video.
So you guys can't see Snoo, but he's here.
We're hashing out technical difficulties. We don't know.
Jinian's here.
We'll have a timeline soon as to when we're going to get things back up and running. I also plan to post all these podcasts that haven't had actual video on YouTube still. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I will do it.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk a little bit of macro news. The track you're hearing this week is ECS Ferrer, Supra, available now exclusively on Beatport.
Is it Ferrer?
What else would it be?
Oh, I
Ferrera?
guess you're right. No, there's
it's
no
Ferrer.
Ferrer.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I guess so.
He's the newest
I said
addition
Ferrer. I always say
to
Ferrer.
Macro Records. We're excited to have his track on our label, and
He's a hell of a guy.
Go pick it up.
Hell of a track.
Exclusively on Beatport.
Hell of a track. Hell of a guy. Good track.
So in other music news, do you want to talk about this drama that's been going on the Twitter sphere between mainly it's all revolving around Matt Zo.
Yeah, we so rarely talk about what's going on in the dance music world on this podcast, but
we used to talk about whenever we'd have a story that
it was like Deadmau5 and Paris Hilton, for fuck's sake. And let me just since we're talking about that for 1 second, let's just touch back and what happened to Paris Hilton?
She fell off the map. No one cares
there
anymore.
was no talent there to be had. She's like I'm tired of it.
Probably.
She's like, I don't want to DJ anymore. I spilled water all over my S4.
I'm not gonna buy a new one.
Well, do you think she even bought that in the first place?
No, someone Pioneer probably gave it to her.
Well, yeah, the S4 is made by Pioneer.
Yeah.
Native Instruments.
Oh, you know what I mean.
You asshole. Yeah, we have a label. So Matt Zo is basically, we know that there's a lot of nasty stuff that goes on in the music business as far as originality and whatnot. Some people they've been known to have bought their way into the music business.
Yeah.
And for people on the inside fold, it's no secret. But the difference is Matt Zo kind of made it public for a lot of people. He has a pretty large fan base, and more importantly, a really active fan base. And he called out quite a few producers that have been known to have had ghosts before.
Yeah, he had a note on his iPhone that he published. He took a screenshot of and put up. It listed Diplo, a bunch of people. I was really surprised by.
Well, really quick for some of our listeners that might not know, what is a ghost producer, Alex?
Well, a ghost producer is very similar to a ghostwriter. If you've heard about them, there's a lot of famous artists who don't.
They're dead.
Right there. No.
They're spirits.
Basically, it means your music or your creative work was made by someone else, and you take the credit for it.
Well, and you're paying them.
Exactly.
In many cases, very handsomely to stay silent about it and to do it. And this also sparked a post on White Raver Rafting about some of the top 10 ghost produced artists. Dash Berlin, Tiesto. Mm-hmm. There was Dimitri Vegas and Mike, Dubs, Borges, some really big guys that you would think, you're like, wow, you're listening to their podcast or whatever, and you're like, oh, their tracks are humongous and whatnot, but it's all these dudes that are just, making the music for them.
Yeah, and in many cases, it's, one ghostwriter that works for 4 or 5 different artists.
Totally.
Yeah.
And, they make a living and are able to, live in L.A. doing this, so go figure how much that costs, But, so who are some of the guys that Matt Zo actually called out?
Well, we mentioned a bunch of them.
Well, okay, but he called out Diplo, right?
Diplo was one of the main ones, and Diplo, he had some stuff to say about it too. But here are some of the things Matt Zo has been saying on Twitter. Electronic music used to be a bunch of nerds, geeks, outliers, and I have a lot invested in trying to keep it that way.
I don't think that he's going to make a huge difference, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
There's a game to be played now, and I think that you have more power if you're a producer that actually makes music, even if it's not as fantastic as what these other guys do. As long as you're progressing, there's no way that my music like even holds a candle to some of the stuff that these guys put out.
These ghost producers, yeah.
Or I mean, there are some guys that are legit too, and I have mad respect for them.
We talked about some of them before the podcast, like
Porter
Zed.
Robinson, Zed,
yeah,
Deadmau5.
Kygo? Kygo's a true musician, man. Like,
who else? I mean, I don't know. There's a few of them out there if you just look.
Yeah.
There's some crazy guys
out
there.
Well, his list also featured some notable people who ghostwrite for other people. One of which was, I think it's Laidback Luke is a ghostwriter for a few people, it said.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
Matrix was a big guy.
Matt Zoe also, he tweeted at Tiesto. He said, at Tiesto once said to me, those trans guys are a bunch of old losers. Maybe because they're stuck with their passion and didn't go chasing pussy.
I mean... Yeah, I don't know. Like,
he's kind of right, but I'm sure Tiesto doesn't give a fuck.
No, Tiesto's real, like, wicked high paid. I'm sure he doesn't give a shit. Like, my point was, what I was going to say is, there's so much money to be made in the music business as it is, and so many people that are involved in these other people's careers that they don't give a shit if they're actually making music or not. It's now a brand. It's like, that's like saying, like, do you care if Nike outsources their shoes to someone else to make them? You know, I mean, it's not about. No one's bitching about like the artwork that Nike puts into their shoes. You know, at this point, it's all about the commercial aspect of dance music, and that's unfortunate. I mean, but if you're a budding producer and you're trying to get into dance music or whatever, you have to understand. And it's just important that you understand. And it's a sad thing, but that there's not very much room for artistry in this business. Like, there's a lot of. You do have to follow trends to some extent, and the people that I think are successful in dance music are the people that follow those trends but put a twist on it and do, like, you know, sprinkle some artistry on top. But if your artistry is the cake instead of the sprinkles or whatever, you can't. It's difficult to sell an entire cake to somebody.
Well, I think that's true in any other creative medium as well. Like, look at movies. You know,
absolutely.
There's so much money behind movies that true artists are. You know, they don't really get a chance to.
Well, realistically, look at the people who are funding these things.
Yeah.
Like, look at the studios that are funding a big movie, and they're going to say, okay, we're going to put $200 million behind something. Are we going to allow, like, some guy who's, like, a crazy artist to do this movie, or do we want to go with something that's going to guaranteed make us $1 billion in return?
Well, that true artistry is going to be hit or miss. I think that's why, you know,
totally.
Someone who's, you know, a movie studio who puts $200 million into something is definitely not going to be up for taking any sort of risk with that money. Besides making sure they get theirs back. And
nobody's going to put, like, risk that. It doesn't matter if you have billions upon billions of dollars.
But look at the Wachowski brothers, because, like...
You mean, what are they? Wachowski Starship now. One of them is now female.
But my point is that those guys... They were giving them, you know, $250 million to make a movie before, and now they can't get that kind of money to save their lives.
Why were they giving them $250 million?
Well, I think it was The Matrix.
Yeah, it's guaranteed, because, dude, The Matrix trilogy made so much money, and it wasn't even the latter two that made all of them. I mean, they made a lot of money, but it was all on the steam from the first movie, and these are studios that are banking on the idea that they're going to make another movie that's that caliber. But when it comes down, like, they make Cloud Atlas and spend, you know, millions of dollars making that, and they're like, well, this movie didn't have a significant return.
Yeah, but I think, okay, so, like, the story, a lot of people have said that if you watch the 4-hour director's cut of Cloud Atlas, that it's amazing.
Okay, wait. What the fuck? Who's gonna, like, no
one in their right,
look,
normal people are gonna go watch that shit.
I watched Cloud Atlas. I didn't watch the director's cut, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it was dope and it was emotional or whatever, but there were some parts that kind of dragged on, you know?
Well, I think that's why, like, you're missing a lot of stuff. Like, you're missing a lot of context. So it feels like, oh, this is just boring.
It's too much of an epic. I mean, I could watch... I watched The Hobbit, and I enjoyed it, you know?
The third one?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen the third one.
I'm talking about the first one, which is really slow.
Oh, God, the first one's terrible.
It's not terrible.
Dude, the orcs look like freaking angels, man. They're like glowing blue. It's retarded. Oh, God, that movie's terrible.
It's offensive.
What, that the orcs look like angels?
They look retarded.
Oh, well, excuse me.
The orcs look retarded, like, literally.
Oh well, I never thought about that. Yeah, but they do.
No,
they
do.
They do.
That's really this is a conversation. People are tuning out now. Oh.
The second Hobbit movie was actually really good, though. It was leaps and bounds better than the first.
Well,
one.
it actually had. I feel like it was more invested into the story. Like there was more going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like I would rather watch something like, and this is where the studios go. I mean, they have like for instance Disney and like Marvel Studios and all of their operation. They have a team of people that are looking at each film and how marketable is this? Who is this going to appeal to? And seeing how much money they're going to make, like what the projected gross is. And I mean, realistically. And it's not even because I'm a huge Disney fan, because I'm not like really even that big on like the princess stories or whatever. I could really give a shit. But like Cinderella was a good movie. It was entertaining, and it has a super fucking high score on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I'd rather watch that than go watch some epic because it's like, oh, Wachowski or Wachowski Starship made this or
yeah.
What I don't know.
Well, either way, we're going to talk a little bit more about movies and how much money they make and how much money is invested into them later. But just real quick on this Matt Zoe thing, it later sparked something with Deadmau5. Deadmau5, of course, had something to say to Matt Zoe, and he ended up telling him, where is the tweet I'm looking for? Here's a thought. Start your own label and put your own shit out. At this stage you're at in the game, shouldn't be that difficult. And Deadmau5 is trying to tell this guy, like, look, we get what you're trying to do, man. Like, I get what you're saying. You're right in in most cases you're right. But, like, if you really want to be a fucking artist, go make some music instead of being on Twitter. Like,
well, and then he's bitching. He's like, I've been spending 3 years making this last album or whatever, and you would know. And this, but I think Deadmau5's, like, underlying point is, really, it's that you're not going to change anything by bitching at these people on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their game. These are all the people, like when you compared Matt Zoe and Diplo, you can't really compare them because Diplo is immensely, like, larger. He's exponentially larger. Even Deadmau5 is way bigger, and Deadmau5 is telling him, like, hey, buddy,
but Diplo,
I've been there,
Diplo's got a persona, like, he's...
That's what I'm saying.
He's
a fucking brand.
Yeah, and whereas Matt Zoe, I don't really feel that way about him, honestly.
No, I don't think that anyone does. And more importantly, think about the people.
Is that why his ass is so chapped?
Think about the people that are putting all this money into dance music, and I mean, Diplo has like sponsorships. He did fucking Verizon or a T-Mobile commercial.
He was like doing BlackBerry commercials for like 2 years.
He was doing a BlackBerry commercial like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
like that's who that guy is.
Yeah,
so you can't fuck with that dude.
And it's not like Mad Decent has only been around for a year or two. They've been around for
like a decade or like 12 years or something like that. And they've been successful for like 10 of those years. Or 12, like they've been successful for a while. They're a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah,
they're a powerhouse American brand, and there are only so many of those labels. Like Europeans pretty much dominate the dance music market, but then you have guys like Diplo and Skrillex, and and A-Track, and you can't fuck with that. And like, maybe that's why his ass is so chapped.
Did you know A-Track's brother is the guy in Chromeo?
Yeah, totally.
I had no idea. I learned that recently.
Yeah, I knew that.
So real quick, just to finish this off.
So Deadmau5...
One of the things Matt Zoe said to Deadmau5 was, I like Deadmau5, but I don't like how he tries to separate himself from the world of dance music like a duke in a castle.
And Deadmau5 took a photo in front of his, like, castle-like mansion.
He's wearing armor.
A fucking full suit of armor with, like, a broadsword. Yeah.
And then he goes... So now Deadmau5 posted this picture and he's tweeting, "Art thou anguished, brethren? Yes, thou art anguished. I knew that suit of armor would come in handy one day."
So he challenged Matt Zoe to a duel.
At Matt Zoe, cometh at me, brethren, and I shall owneth thine Twitter and smite you back to the GeoCities from whence you came.
Okay, so on a closing note about this whole argument or whatever's going on, you have to, in my opinion, like I've got. Even though there are these guys that are ghost produced or whatever, a lot of them are savvy fucking businessmen. Like, they're not just there for no reason. Like, nobody's there for no reason. You know what I mean? So they've worked to get where they're at. Maybe they took a different path, but I've got respect for those dudes too, because it's not easy becoming a guy or a person that Diplo the person that Diplo is. Like, you know, he knows where his strengths lie.
Yeah.
He's a fucking powerful businessman, and like that guy knows when something's hot. What I don't respect is like when sometimes, I mean, there's some dirty shit that goes on underneath everything else. Like, I read an article that were like, did Kashmir and Tiesto steal this young producer's drop or whatever?
They probably did.
Yeah, well, it's not like they actually stole it, but it's easy enough for someone who's like talented to recreate a drop like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, this guy's unknown, you know?
Totally.
We'll do that, but I mean, they're all big for a reason, you know what I mean? And honestly, I respect the shit out of Matt Zoe too, and it's ballsy. It took a lot of balls for you to do that, but it's not going to help you get anywhere in the business. Like, you're not going to change anyone's minds by being like, you know, they're still going to buy tickets to go see the Tiesto show. And even if even if like, I don't know, what, 3,000 people saw that tweet or those tweets or whatever, there's still all these young kids that don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Either way, they wouldn't give a fuck.
They're like, well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, like, they don't know they don't even know what, okay. A lot of the conversations that I have with people when they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I produce dance music. I DJ. Oh, you're a DJ. So, I mean, does that mean that you're, like, up there making beats? And I'm like, no. Like, what? Like, people think, some people literally think that when you're DJing, you're up there, like, producing music. And, like, that, like, those people, do you honestly think that you can get through to them and tell them that, like, well, this guy's ghost produced? They're like, oh, so that means there's a dude, like, underneath making the music while he's up there spinning like, dude, they don't know what the fuck is going on in this business, all right? Like, the same way that people don't understand how movies are made. Like, people don't really get it, you know? So you're not going to be able to change the minds that really matter. These are the people that are spending money. I mean, there's no people spending. You and I know that there's no people really buying music. The people that are buying music are DJs. So maybe you might change their minds.
Well, I mean, there's people buying like Katy Perry and Taylor
Swift.
No,
I'm talking about
like
EDM.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, people are buying shit, but they're buying it on iTunes.
Yeah.
Like, the only people that are purchasing music on Beatport are guys that are going to be spinning it. Unless you have, like, I don't know, for whatever reason you're buying music on Beatport. I don't know why you do that.
Yeah, most people get their music from, like, Amazon or iTunes.
Or ZippyShare, for fuck's sake. I mean, most artists are happy to have you download their music off ZippyShare just because it'll get their name out there. It's artists that are on these huge labels or branded artists that don't want you to do that. And it's not even them that don't want you to do it. It's the fucking... the labels.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, we don't want you to, we're trying to make as much money as we can off of this. But when it comes down to it, the brass tacks are, you're going to pay $50 to go see them live.
Yeah.
So that's where the money's at, you know? And when you think about it, like in Vegas, there are guys like fucking Steve Angelo who are getting paid $250,000 to play an hour, you know, at a nightclub in Vegas. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this, who has a residency out there. And I was like, well, because I never really fully understood it. I was like, how does this like even happen, you know? How can these clubs afford to pay $250,000 an hour to a DJ like that? Like, there's no way you're going to make that money back in one night. Even with all the fucking... Dude, all the crazy
what
bottles...
type of club, man.
No, even the biggest club out there. Like
a club in Vegas probably pulls like a couple mil a night, maybe.
I mean, the capacity isn't that humongous there.
No, but
you're paying,
the prices are expensive.
You're paying at most. I mean, to get in there, you're going to pay $100.
But what about the people who have lots of money and go spend like drop like $50,000 at a club?
Yeah,
night,
I mean, that's the money. The money that they're making is going to be. I mean, there's a chance that they might make it back, but you have to admit that $250,000 an hour is top fucking dollar. Yeah. Like, you know, so and the bottle service over there for a shitty bottle is $1,000,
totally.
$1,500, but. They're making the hotels are making so much money off of there's a resort fee. You know, you're paying to be there, so it's part of the experience. And all the people are spending money gambling. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go gamble, and you know they're high off of seeing Steve Angelo rather, and fucking you know, they're ready to spend more money.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is like it's a machine. You know, it gets you to want to party more.
Totally.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a business beyond anything else. That's just the bottom line, and you can't. I don't know, Matt Zoe, I'm with you, bro. That's, you know, but I mean, I can't. I don't know what to say. I can't wait to hear the new album.
So let's talk about this.
Why are we listening to Fanfare? I can't even see what he's playing on the computer.
You don't need to. So the Belmont Stakes were this weekend. Are you familiar with that? It's the third...
Is it like Kobe beef?
It's one of three.
Is it like Camptown races?
Grand slams of horse racing. There's the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes. And there's this horse that came up recently who won the Kentucky Derby.
There was a horse
called American Pharoah, and
he's a direct descendant of Secretariat.
Yeah, and he won the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and this Saturday, yesterday, he won the Belmont Stakes.
There's no such thing as an American Pharaoh, though.
So now,
come on, let's be real here.
Now he's a Triple Crown winner, and it hasn't happened since 1978. The last horse to win all three crowns was affirmed in 1978. So
who was it?
It's kind of crazy. What?
Who was it?
The horse's name?
Yeah.
Affirmed.
Oh, affirmed. I thought you were trying to say it was confirmed in 19... I was like, okay.
American Pharaoh's ancestor, Secretariat, was a Triple Crown winner in 1973.
So you can do some big shit, you know?
Yeah, I was watching...
That's what people pay top dollar for the well-bred dogs, horses, you know? Thoroughbreds, there you
go. I was actually watching... I saw pieces of the horse race from Snapchat Live, Snapchat Live is really cool. Like, I'm kind of addicted to Snapchat Live now. You don't approve?
You live a life of such substance, man.
What? Snapchat Live, dude? You're not cool with that? You're not down?
I don't even have Snapchat.
Why not?
I do have one, but I just don't ever use it.
It's pretty fun, man.
Yeah, I'll start using it eventually to keep up with fans.
There's also the fact that 80% of all Snapchat traffic is pornography.
Really?
Well, according to statistics.
Well, I know what I'm downloading again. No, I mean, there's plenty of porn everywhere. Isn't 80% of the internet porn to begin with? Like,
well, no, didn't we talk about this last week? 50% of the internet is Netflix.
Yeah, no, that's not 50% of the full.
That's 50% of web traffic is Netflix.
That's 50% of web traffic. That was when House of Cards.
True.
It's 30% or 25% normally.
Which is a lot, man.
You exaggerated this, like, or embellished it so much. You were like, 50% of all web traffic is Netflix. The other 50 is porn. Like, what the fuck? I don't know where you're coming up with these numbers, but
pretty much.
It is around like 20-25%. Which is insane.
Totally.
I mean, go figure. That's a company that was just started off of some guy being like, Blockbuster sucks. You know?
And look, it put Blockbuster out of business pretty much.
I think, okay, wait. So I think that Snapchat was offered to, like, Google, and they turned it down or something like that at one point, and now Facebook bought it for, like, $14 billion or some crazy number.
Google offered them, like, $2 billion, and they were like, nope, nah.
Facebook bought it for, like, $14 billion.
That's crazy, man.
14 bill, dude.
That is totally crazy.
Some guy's like, dude, I just think that you should be able to send people pictures. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's what it is. It's kind of like 4chan text messaging. I don't know.
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
4chan is like...
It's like sending text messages.
4chan is a bunch of shitlords, dude.
I didn't mean in terms of content. I mean in terms of what you do with it. Like... on 4chan, lots of people post images, right?
It's an image board.
Yeah, so they share images with each other.
Uh-huh.
Snapchat is pretty much the same thing, except you share personalized images with your friends. You know?
There are like those chicks on Chatterbait that are like, subscribe to my Snapchat. Send me 2,000 tokens and you get my Snapchat for life.
Oh, wow.
Like, who cares?
Well, I mean, then you get...
You're like, yeah...
porn all the time.
You're like, what are you going to do? You're like at a bar, you're like, this is my girlfriend. Like, how fucking lame. Like,
well, and then it's like...
My babe is sending me hot pics.
You got to hold down your finger to look at the pictures, too. Like, you can't just scroll through pictures.
It doesn't last forever, either. You just have, like...
the only way to make it last forever is to screenshot it.
Lame.
So,
what about... Have you heard of... Okay, do you have an Apple Watch?
No. I want one.
My cousin got one. A lot of people are bitching about it. They're saying it's the biggest mistake that they've made in their lives.
Really? I've heard a lot of good things about them.
I think, okay, so there were comments about this. Some guys were saying, like, if you bought an Apple Watch and you didn't do any research, then you're kind of stupid. Like, you should have known what you're purchasing. I have seen some cool features, but I've heard that
people are, like, did you ever see the first iPhone?
Yeah.
It was a piece of shit. It was probably the worst phone you could get at the time. But like the idea was refined.
Dude, Apple is by no means the same company it was when the first iPhone came out. They put lots of research behind.
I'm talking about in terms of their product cycle, though. Like,
well, I mean, I know, dude, but they put a lot of thought into the Apple Watch.
I feel like the next generation of them is going to be way better.
Well,
probably.
they're going to be listening to consumers and what they're bitching about or whatever. But some of these Apple Watches only have, like, a lot of people are complaining about the battery life. Some of them are only alive for like 2 or 3 hours.
Well, that's kind of shitty.
Some people said that theirs are lasting for 2 days straight. So it just differs from watch to watch.
Well, I bet like if you're like surfing the web on your Apple Watch all day, it's probably gonna die.
My cousin called me from his Apple Watch, and it sounded like shit.
Well, like, did it like? But you still have to have it.
No,
like,
yeah,
right
he was like I was talking to you with it right in front of my mouth, and like it sounded like he was a room away.
Wow.
So it didn't. I don't
which
know.
one did he get? Did he just get the cheap one?
Obviously not, dude.
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, he's not the kind of dude to buy, like, you know what I mean? He got a dope one for sure. He didn't get the $10,000 one. I mean, they have like $10,000 gold plated Apple Watches.
Yeah, which is
totally ridiculous.
That's total. It's a total indulgence.
That's like Russ Hanneman would buy one of those things, man. But one of the cool things that you can do with it is you can use it as a remote control for taking photos. So if you wanted to put your camera, like I could put my camera on this table like 10 feet away.
And then hit.
And instead of using the timer, just take like, you see the view on the Apple Watch, and then you just take the photo right there by hitting the watch. But
that's pretty cool.
There was this...
well, it's also got the health features, which are like...
Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of people use those.
How many steps you take and stuff like that?
Well, apparently a lot of people wear things like that already.
Yeah.
And it's just, it combines it into your phone as well.
Fitbit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So some developer noticed, he was like, well, I mean, having an Apple Watch is all well and good, but some people, like, owning a watch isn't necessarily a technological thing for some people. Like, for instance, I have this watch that I wear just because of sentimental value. Like, I like it, and I think it's beautiful. It's like a classic watch, you know? It's a manual mechanical watch or whatever.
Well, yeah, you totally go from something like that to this, you know, this piece of metal that looks the same on everyone else's arm, and they've mass-produced them by the millions. It's like...
Some people wear watches that have been gifted down from generations.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And they've been, you know, those are good watches where all they need is a little TLC, and they still work like the day they were purchased.
Well,
you know?
one guy noticed, he was like, well, some people might still want to wear those watches but have the smartwatch functionality. So there's an accessory that you can put on the back of any watch that he's developed, and it enables you to answer phone calls with your watch, and it gives you, it'll light up or something like that on your wrist.
That's
from the
pretty
very
cool.
back. Yeah, it'll give you the smartwatch functionality in a lot of ways without actually having to wear an iWatch, and you keep it personal to yourself. Like, you could wear your father's watch and put that on there.
See, I was never really a big watch guy. Like, I would wear a watch when I was wearing, like,
maybe one day
nicer
you will be.
Clothes, you know? Like,
Maybe
if
one
I
day
was
you
wearing
will
a
be, dude.
suit, I'd wear a watch, but I'd be down for an iWatch to wear, like, every day.
Does your dad wear a watch?
No.
He doesn't.
Uh-uh.
Okay, you'll never wear a watch. He never will.
Why?
Because I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to wear one just to spite you.
I mean, but you never know. People change. Like, you might, one day, someone might give you a watch, you know, you're like, okay, I'm going to start wearing this.
Yeah.
You know? Or you might find a watch that you really like. For instance, I found this one. I think it's really dope. I haven't seen anyone else with a watch with this very watch.
You know,
now someone's going to come and steal my fucking watch.
Some of those watches I've seen on the Fancy, like, I'd be down for one of those watches.
On the Fancy?
Yeah.
What are you, like 90?
What?
It's called Fancy. On the Fancy.
I thought it was called the Fancy.
No, it's just called Fancy.
It's called Fancy.com.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Fancy, dude.
No.
Did they rebrand or something?
Maybe they might have. I don't know. From what I know, it's Fancy.
When you first showed it to me, it was the Fancy.
No.
Yes.
You're crazy.
I swear.
You're tripping, man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Have you seen you listen to the EDM? I guess that technically that is right, saying the EDM.
What, you think that sounds better than the Fancy?
The EDM? I'm just comparing it.
I guess it just is Fancy.
Do you listen to the hippity hop?
So, do you remember when we talked about the button when it first popped up?
I still haven't. Have you clicked it?
Yeah.
What did you get?
My flare is... Where is it? Show my flare.
Someone recently was like, here's a video for all of you who haven't clicked the button as a reward. So I clicked on it, and it was a cat and a dog for like 1 second, and then it changed to never gonna give you up.
My flare is 12 seconds orange. I was trying to get 11 seconds red, but I clicked it literally a millisecond too early. So I got 12 seconds orange.
Great.
Which is better than I hoped for.
I still haven't clicked it.
You're never going to be able to.
Why? It's
the
done?
experiment has ended.
Good.
After... Here, let me find this real quick.
I'm glad I wasn't a part of that.
After 1,008,316 clicks, the experiment has ended on June 5th at 9:50 p.m.
What even was it? They're like, how many fucking sheep will click the button?
Well, okay, so
How
you
many
all
sheep
remember
roamed, maybe?
the idea. There was this button. If you clicked it, it reset a 60-second timer. Every time someone clicked it, it reset a 60-second timer. This was going on for 2 months. It was being clicked nonstop for 2 months. And it ended with over 1 million clicks. It's kind of crazy. It was a little bit of a social experiment, to see.
It totally was a social experiment.
To see how long they could to keep this going.
Totally.
That's cool.
You clicked it. I didn't click it.
So my flare, which was orange, I was in the top 10% of clickers. In terms
Are you
of,
proud of that?
in terms of
That's your greatest accomplishment in life.
to click. Yeah. Purple, which was 57% of clickers got purple. And that was normally because they'd be trying to click for, the time they wanted, but someone would get it right before them, so they end up clicking at 60 seconds or some shit, and stuck with the purple flare.
Go figure.
Yeah.
That shows how many people succeed in life.
So now it's over.
Well, sorry to all you perps.
Oh, we should have talked about this with music. So have you heard of this guy, man? What's his name? Yeah.
Who is it?
Great guy. Tom Bleasby.
I don't think so.
He got famous overnight, man. He sung, him and Jessie J, sang something together. And now Beyonce's manager is, going to manage this guy.
Okay. How did he sing? How did he get, to sing with Jessie J?
It looks like they're on Periscope or something.
He looks like a goblin. He's legit, though.
Apparently no one had heard of this guy.
Yeah, well, I haven't either.
Well, now...
The only person that has is Jessie J, but I don't think that, obviously, I just feel like there's no such thing as overnight success.
Yeah.
He somehow got Jessie J to respond to him and do a fucking Snapchat or a FaceTime or whatever.
Yeah.
God, Jessie J, girl.
Right?
Wear more revealing clothing.
But so now this dude has Beyonce's manager and, other huge names in the industry trying to sign him. I don't know. I thought it was a crazy,
That's great, dude.
crazy little story.
Good for you, bud. He's got a kind of strange voice though.
Yeah, it's got a lot of.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's like remember that video? Is he the guy who did that video where it was a man singing A Whole New World and he sang the Jasmine's part too?
Was it good?
Dude, it's amazing.
Maybe it was.
He's like, a whole new world. And you don't expect it to happen.
Fine too.
When you're listening to this, you would think that it's not a man, realistically. Oh my god, dude! Does this man like women?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're not gonna.
Nothing wrong with that.
Presume to judge either.
Holy shit, man! You got pipes, bro. That's all I'll say. I just think it's peculiar,
So Jessie J, man.
Hot.
Speaking of British people, let's talk about Top Gear some more. I love Top Gear, and I'm so sad that it's fucking gone. But
I really don't care.
The BBC has offered 4.6 million British pounds to Richard Clarkson and James May, the other two hosts, to continue.
Really,
doing
not
Top
very much
Gear.
money. That's $8 million.
For one season of a show? That's 8 episodes, dude?
Dude, some TV stars get paid a lot more than that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. The people from The Big Bang make $250,000 an episode.
How many episodes do they do?
Like 24.
Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, dude.
But they only do 8 episodes of Top Gear, man.
I mean, so they offer them basically $8 million American dollars per person.
No,
or just to one.
I think this is split between the two of them.
Dude, then that's like $4 million
for one season of 8 episodes of a show.
Yeah,
they weren't getting paid that much before, man.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal. But...
Jeremy Clarkson got a little over 1 million British pounds per season before he was fired.
Really?
Yeah, and he was the star of the show.
So, who was the guy that got kicked off?
Clarkson.
And they want him to come back?
No, he can't come back. The BBC has banned him.
Oh.
Yeah. But they want the other 2 guys, and they left. They don't want to do it without him. Apparently, they're trying to start a show on YouTube. They want to start their own YouTube channel.
Okay, just for the record, Ashton Kutcher made $26 million.
For 2.5 Men?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen made about that much, too.
But see, those CBS shows are the only shows like that.
I don't know.
Making that kind of money?
There are some other shows where like people are really high paid, dude.
But all those shows are gone. That was like Friends and Seinfeld, man. Like the Big Bang Theory cast is like the new Friends and Seinfeld in terms of how much money they make.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? Who's Mark Harmon?
That's the guy from NCIS.
Is that CBS?
Yes. How much does he make? He makes
$19 million
a season.
Yeah.
Damn.
Neil Patrick Harris made $18 million
for How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. Patrick Dempsey, $16 million.
I don't know who that is.
Patrick Dempsey? He was on... I don't know what the fuck it says. A big year for Dr. McDreamy. That's what
it must be. Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, something like that. Kevin Spacey, $16 million.
Yeah.
For House of Cards, I guess. Tim Allen made $15 million.
But okay, so see, look at all these shows that they pay the actors that much, but the cost per episode is not nearly as high as a show like Game of Thrones. Where
Jim Parsons made $12 million.
Really?
Jason Segel, $11 million.
Well, Jim Parsons is Big Bang Theory.
So Johnny Galecki from Big Bang Theory, $11 million.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And the chick who played Penny makes the same. What do you mean? Johnny Galecki was like he was on Roseanne.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What?
I don't like Roseanne, man.
It was like a show about trailer trash.
I think my highest ranking like karma comment on Reddit is about John Goodman.
Yeah, I believe in John Goodman.
It got like 4,000 upvotes.
That's proof.
John Hamm on Mad Men made $10 million, I guess, per episode, or not per episode, per season. Charlie Sheen made $10 million. I finished watching Mad Men too.
Yeah. Which the season ended, what, a couple... Like,
it ended in May.
Mid-May, I think.
I have to say, it was kind of uneventful, and even the writers were talking about it. They were saying there was a lot of stuff that just didn't get wrapped up, and they just had to, like, wrap it up in, like, one episode. And,
yeah.
You know, it was just, like, happy endings for everybody. That's literally how it ended.
Were you bothered by it?
Except for one person who's dying. I'm not going to say who it is, but...
Well, I haven't watched Mad Men at all.
I mean, that's literally 7 seasons or something like that of just like, oh god, it's period drama. It's good, you know, but you would probably enjoy it.
Speaking of period drama, there's this show on the
period drama.
There's this show on the horizon that's gonna
Ugly Betty
be produced in. Oh my god,
that's some period drama
in Denmark, and it's called 1864, and it's about.
That sounds interesting,
dude. It looks really good. I'd be apparently. They've been making really good Danish shows lately. I haven't heard of any, but this one is one to watch.
Well, have you watched Lilyhammer?
Is that a Danish
I don't think that's
show?
Danish, but it's...
I thought it was Swedish or something.
It is, but it's really good. Yeah. That show I really, really like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're going to make another season of it.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
I mean, Swedes, they make pretty good film and television. Like, the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, that was all Swedish.
That was Stieg Larsson.
Yeah.
That was his book.
Well, the books, yeah, but they made 3 movies
totally.
that were Swedish.
I've seen them as well.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 of them, but they were good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't continue the trilogy in the American.
They are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're still making it. I think the thing is, like, Daniel Craig had obligations. You know, he was filming for Spectre and whatnot, and like, I think they just rapped on that a couple
Doble
months ago.
o siete. Le gusta doble o siete.
And he's too busy playing a stormtrooper, man. And he's like...
Well, that's just something he wanted to do. We're not even going to see him in that movie.
I know. It's awesome. But 1864, a Danish series coming out soon.
Can we talk about briefly? I guess this is... Yeah. I was going to say...
Were you really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk... We're not going to spoil anything, okay? Deal? No spoiling.
No, I'm going to spoil everything.
No.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about Hard Home, the most recent Game of Thrones episode.
What was it called?
Hard Home.
Heart Home?
Hard Home.
That sounds like a porno.
That was the name of the place.
Hard Home?
Either way, it was... A lot of people were like, oh, this is the best episode the series has had yet.
Did you think it was the best?
I thought it was a damn good episode, but it's definitely not my favorite.
I
have others that are above
I think that the series is definitely getting better. I mean, this is not a spoiler, but we get to see for the first time two characters from like completely different sides of the world meet each other. That have been, and I was just thinking about that while I was watching it. I was like, God, we've seen these characters for basically every season definitely every season up to right now.
Since the first episode, man.
And now they finally, like, that just kind of blew my mind. Like, that show has such a wide reach, like...
You know what's crazy is that hasn't happened in the books yet either.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A
lot of the stuff this season has not happened in the books.
Do you think we're going to see that happen with other... Like, what are... Like, we've
Yes.
never seen... Jon Snow's never met, like, anybody.
Well,
he's never met even the Lannisters, I don't think.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, really?
There's one when Tyrion first meets him at Winterfell. He's like, I've got a soft spot for bastards, cripples, and broken things. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was the very first season.
I thought he was supposed to join the Night's Watch.
Tyrion?
Yeah.
When he was arrested?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I read some stuff. I've never read the books, and I don't know.
You're talking about season 4, right? When his dad is going to send
I heard that he was supposed to, like, recently.
Oh, in the books?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Let's not. I mean, no need to, go that way.
I'm probably way wrong anyway.
So yeah, Hard Home was a really good episode. We saw,
Hard Home?
There was a lot of really memorable moments in it. That's for sure. I'm really, really excited for tonight's episode. I have a feeling tonight's episode might be the best episode ever. But
why?
I don't know, man.
And then the episode after this is going to be even better?
No, it never is. The last episode of the season is never the best. You know why?
Wait, the last episode is the episode after this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Game of Thrones has a thing for their penultimate episodes, like... Literally, the 9th episode is usually always the craziest. It gave us the Red Wedding, the Battle of Blackwater. Ned Stark loses his head in the 9th episode.
Shit's gonna happen.
The 9th episode is where shit fucking happens, and I think we're gonna see a lot.
Who knows? They might change it up.
Well, yeah, which is crazy because last week's episode was really, really. A lot went on there.
I mean, look at Silicon Valley. In the very end of Silicon Valley, it was like a really, I don't know, that was the first season. That was a really strong episode. They ended on a high note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the bottom line here is if you're not watching Game of Thrones, fucking start watching it.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of Game of Thrones for you to watch. So
this isn't really, well, it's kind of a spoiler, but we will tell you. The Night's King makes his second appearance in this episode, and it is fucking crazy. So, yeah, go watch it.
Okay.
Well, do you remember his first appearance?
Yes. It was okay.
Well, the first appearance was like nothing really happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's
He touched
fun.
the baby.
It was like, all right. Cool.
He touched his cheek.
I was like, cool. I was watching it.
He's pinching the baby.
That was the season. That was the last season finale, I think.
Nah.
Or the episode right before it.
Yeah, that was Oathkeeper.
So I mentioned Silicon Valley. What's his name again? Kumail Nanjiani.
Mm-hmm.
Was also in an episode of Community recently.
Yeah.
And Community, apparently, from what I understand, Alison Brie has hinted at this being the last season of Community, and it's over now. I haven't watched the season finale yet, but I did watch that episode. And Community's tagline for a long time has been 6 seasons in a movie. So this is the 6th season, and Yahoo wants to go directly into making a movie.
It's confirmed that that's what Yahoo wants to do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you think
they definitely want to make a movie? I don't know. I mean, that's the question at hand, and I wanted to talk about TV shows that are being made in movies. So we talked about Entourage briefly before the episode started, and apparently Entourage is not doing well at all.
So, okay, first problem, it opened on a fucking Wednesday.
Why would they do that?
I have literally no answer to that question. It's the stupidest thing ever.
I just don't understand why they would make an Entourage movie to begin with. Why not just make another fucking season?
Yeah.
That's not really a show that can, like, be a movie.
I think they were hoping that the movie would draw in people who weren't necessarily fans before.
And then make another season or something? Or?
No, and just bank off of it, I guess. You know? But
that makes no sense.
They were projecting $20 million for their opening weekend, and they only made half that, $10 million.
Who knows? It could still do well, but I doubt that
at this point it doesn't. It looks like
it got terrible reviews, right?
Yeah. Well, I think so. Like, it got mixed reviews.
Okay.
What's funny though is Melissa McCarthy's newest movie. It opened the same week, had $30 million as a box office opening, which, considering what they spent on the movie, is really, really good.
Well, hold up. I mean, my question here is, since Entourage did this, do you think that this is going to be foreboding for other TV shows that want to turn into a movie? Like, for instance, Community is saying they're going to make a movie. Community is a totally different thing, and they could make it crazy.
I feel like Community is a good show to have a movie, but I feel like there's a lot of shows that should never make a movie.
Like Entourage.
Well, I guess. I mean, Entourage... Okay, I was never a huge Entourage fan. It's fun to watch, it's cool, whatever. But when someone's like, oh yeah, Entourage is such a great show, I snort with derision, because it's not... It's a pretty lackluster show in terms of writing and acting.
The whole show is based on the fact, or the idea of, like, yeah, you're balling out in Hollywood and banging hot chicks and fucking...
Mark Wahlberg and my crew, you know?
I saw the preview for Entourage, and they were, like, plastering it with fucking good reviews. Like, the most fun you'll have in the theater all summer. Like, bullshit. Bullshit. Like, Ant-Man's
Jurassic
gonna come
World
out.
and Ant-Man.
Those are going to be a blast. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Entourage is by no means... They definitely, like, probably paid for a bunch of those reviews. But you see, like, Mark Wahlberg going, like, hey, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that Community would have a way more interesting movie. I don't know. Mad Men could probably do it.
What if Game of Thrones ended with a movie?
They're basically movies in themselves.
That's what I'm saying.
Mad Men is, too. Like,
I think that would be perfect.
The Walking Dead could be, like, an interesting thing. I don't know.
Yeah, Walking Dead would make a good movie. I think that would give them, room to tell... The people at AMC are such great storytellers, and you can always tell that they're confined by the episodic format, you know?
I mean, and this is another one that's basically already a movie, but Penny Dreadful would make an awesome movie, too. Like, they could explore a plot line for, like, 2.5 hours. And
I feel like the
movies
best
have to
part
move a
about
lot
Penny
faster.
Dreadful is it moves so slow. I feel like that show... It just feels right moving at that pace, you know?
What was it? Lupus Day? The show is getting really good.
That last episode was... I don't know.
There was so much sex.
So much
Holy
sex.
shit. Like, it's like they were writing the movie, or the show, and they were like, okay, we're just gonna have everyone fuck.
Yeah, and then
Except
it's
for
like...
the creature. The creature doesn't get to fuck anybody.
Well, and you know what was fucking crazy is there was literally 10 minutes of solid fucking, and then I was like, okay, the fucking's over. All right, let's get back to the
more
story.
fucking.
And then literally 5 minutes later, there was more fucking, and the episode ended with fucking. I was like, oh my god.
I was glad though. I was happy to see. I mean, spoiler alert, but I was happy to see Frankenstein get it on, dude. He never got any fucking ass.
Yeah.
He needed to get a little bit of fucking good. You know what I mean?
Well, as soon as he saw Lily, as they're calling her, as soon as he saw her, you could tell that he was like he fell in love with her. You know?
Yeah. I keep thinking that Ives is gonna bang the creature.
No, she's gonna bang Ethan.
You think so? Dude, 3-way. They should do a 3-way. The creature. What if the creature just has an enormous cock?
So what about
he's like, you've well endowed me, master.
So what about that guy who's following Ethan, the one who his face is all fucked up from?
He's definitely a werewolf as well.
But no, wasn't he a victim of Ethan's when
Bro,
he turned the first time?
Dude, werewolves, if you get bitten or scratched by a werewolf, you turn into a werewolf.
Unless you die, I guess.
Yeah, and he has the scratch on his face, and his eye is like all
Well,
red
the
already.
other half of his face is like covered with leather.
I think it would be fucking awesome to see him turn into a werewolf as well. I was thinking, though, when I was watching that, I was like, the witches are going to recruit him.
The werewolf?
Yeah, because they have, like, Lupus Day, and they're going to have, like, the other, like, another, I don't know, we're going to see some kind of clash,
but
probably.
I don't think it's Ethan specifically who is Lupus Day.
No, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but there'll be some sort of, like, foil. There's going to be, like, a counterpart.
Yeah.
You know, he would be, like, the evil one who's
like Lucifer is gonna ordain him as the wolf.
The witches will.
The wolf of the devil or whatever.
God, and fucking what's his name? What the fuck is his name? Roger Daltrey or Timothy Dalton?
Timothy Dalton.
What the fuck am I talking about? He's like banging
Madam Kali,
and I was like, holy shit, dude, that's fucking Brody's wife, dude, in real life. And she's like, yeah.
God, you keep calling him Brody, and I never I'm not sure.
His
who
name
you're
is
talking
Damien.
Yeah.
What the fuck is his real name?
I don't know.
That guy should be a more accomplished actor.
I don't feel like he's a very good actor.
I think he's good.
He's okay. But
He's been like knighted by the Queen.
Really?
As an actor.
I feel like his performance in Homeland is okay, but compared to everyone else, it's kind of.
You know what I always
good.
think of when I think about Homeland, and it makes me cringe, is when he's like saying goodbye to Carrie, and he's like, "You gave it up for me." I'm like, I like think about it. I'm like, what the fuck is he even saying right there? Like, you gave it up. I think of that Sydney Blue track. It's like dun 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 dun, like, you know, and it's like were they listening to that in the car while they're like driving? No one says that. You gave it up for me.
Yeah,
like, what did you give it? What did you give up?
Line.
She didn't give anything up. She went straight back to her fucking work for the CIA. I'm excited for the next series of Homeland.
Me too, man.
With Saul just like looking all forebodingly.
Mandy Patinkin.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
I'm so glad he's not dead. Like, so fucking. I'm about as glad as the fact.
So is he going to become the director again?
I hope so.
That would be so awesome.
I liked him as the director.
And Rupert Friend as Peter Quinn is that guy is a fucking phenomenal.
Dude,
actor.
I think he's gonna die, man.
Yeah,
they've been
maybe.
fucking foreshadowing that so hard. Like,
the subtleties of that role, though, are like, I don't know.
he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's way more badass than Brody. Brody was like, I was so ready for him to die.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, I was like, God, dude.
Apparently, that episode of Homeland pissed off a lot of people when it aired.
What, that he died?
That he was, like, hung in a public square.
Why?
I don't know.
People are so fucking touchy these days, man.
It bothered people.
I mean...
Everyone bothers... Everything bothers someone.
Do you know? Oh yeah, these days especially, and it's when everyone has like the ability to be able to say what they're thinking via social media. It's like insane. But what were the ratings like for this last episode of Game of Thrones? I wonder, because the previous one had an outcry, and we talked about that on the what happened. Of course, if it never fails, man. If Alex is looking for his phone, it's definitely on the floor, like 3 feet away from him.
Yeah.
But there was like a public outcry about the rape scene, and that was the previous episode, right?
Or it
Was
was
it
two episodes before. But I like how Sansa is now. Like, we're not going to spoil anything, but she's like when she's talking shit to Theon,
To Reek, not Theon Reek.
I feel good for her.
I'm really glad that they haven't been paying too much attention to. Or the last episode, they didn't pay too much attention to Ramsay. I'm so over him.
He's like, I need 20 good men. And Brienne, what is she just standing out there in the fucking snow?
She's definitely like she's like shooting Star Wars, so they're like, we have to like ride her out for the time being.
Nah, dude, they filmed these episodes like 6 months ago.
Well, she might have been shooting Star Wars then.
Nah, dude.
Do you think she's shooting Star Wars now?
No.
What?
I think
Star Wars is done, isn't it?
they're both done shooting. She's not working on anything that I know about right now.
Oh, please. She's definitely working on something. She's like, I did Star Wars, now
Oh
I'm
my
done.
god, man. Hard Home, okay, on IMDb, which, keep in mind, these are all the people who watch the episode, then go review it.
Uh-huh.
So, usually a lot of them are fanboys, but you can tell when an episode is shitty or not. So, Hard Home, The Gift, which was the episode before, got 9.1. And that was a solid episode. Hard Home got a 9.9.
Yeah.
Almost a perfect score. The Dance of Dragons, which is tonight's episode, is literally rated a perfect 10.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, Flash season finale was like 9.9, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God, that was a good show, man. I'm so excited for the next... I sent you this
Speaking
terrible...
of DC, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, let's fucking get into it. I'm not, too hot on this topic, but...
Bruce Timm, in conjunction with Machinima, is making... I'm guessing it's a mini-series.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this is a full-fledged series.
Let's talk about Bruce Timm for 1 second. He was the guy who did Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series as well. So this, if you watch the preview for... What is this called?
It's called Justice League, Gods and Monsters.
If you watch the preview for this, it's very much in the vein of those two other series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Bruce Timm's artwork. When I saw it, I was like, what the fuck, dude? And Alex was like, it's Bruce Timm, man. Go figure.
I wasn't really expecting, Son of Batman type animation or anything like that.
What do you... that would have been, next level. But what do you feel about this series?
Okay, so first off, we should make it known that a lot of the characters are not who we know them as.
All of them are different.
So
even Harley Quinn is a different person.
I'm definitely going to watch this, and I'm interested to see what the story is behind all these new versions.
I'll watch
of the
any
characters.
DC content that they come out with. Honestly, I'll watch it just because I love DC, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But
it doesn't look bad.
Superman is General Zod or his son.
I don't like what he's wearing either. He looks like Castiel from Supernatural with a Superman shirt.
Oh God, I'm kind of over Castiel too in Supernatural. But okay, Wonder Woman is someone completely different. Batman is not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
he's some blonde dude. I don't know.
I wonder who
Hugo Strange is the fucking president of the United States. What the fuck?
And Amanda Waller's his chief of staff.
This is this is a really weird world.
Yeah. Well, it's a total alternate universe,
Yeah, but it's not an alternate universe; it's an alternate world. But why did DC think this was necessary? They were like, you know what, man? Let's just switch it up.
I think it's an interesting format they're going to try out. Doing a miniseries with Machinima is definitely something that
great, but
a big studio like Warner Bros. Hasn't done.
Don't you think that it's going to be really confusing for a lot of people who don't understand the mythos or mythos behind fucking Wonder Woman, or they're not Batman readers?
Well, okay, yeah, I do agree with that, but I think that's a good thing. Why it's on this? Why it's going to be on Machinima is. Most people who find this or watch it are probably going to be seeking it out,
Okay, and what is it like? They're going to have Green Lantern, but it's Sinestro?
I have no idea.
Sinestro was a Green Lantern, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be fucking Killer Star or some shit. I don't know, man.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. Well, today, if you're listening to this podcast, it's the first episode is available today on Machinima. Go check it out.
I'll watch it. A lot of people are saying that... Okay, so we were talking about The Flash briefly. Do you think that there's going to be a... what the fuck is the other Flash's name with the Jay Garrick?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're going to have him in the next season?
I hope not.
Why?
Because it's unnecessary.
It would be... They
just
totally
need to tell Flash stories. Okay.
But it is a Flash story. And
that was a subtle nod to fans, though. I don't have any inclination that the entire next season is going to be oh, and here's Jay Garrick, and we've reverted back to 1990s.
No, not even. But, dude, Jay Garrick and the Flash are, they sometimes cross paths.
No, that's his adopted father, almost.
In the New 52?
Not in the New 52.
They're really good friends.
In Silver Age and Modern Age, they're okay, so you remember in Young Justice when they go
they both exist in the same world to some extent.
Yeah.
And Alan Scott does too.
Yeah.
The other Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
But so this is my point. This is what I was going to say, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but people are saying, well, Green Lantern on the hype train, baby. They mentioned Ferris Air. They should talk about their what's his name? Ollie's going back to Coast City in the flashbacks. They should bring in Hal Jordan from the flashbacks, and then boom, make him have his own show.
That'd be cool.
After season 3. I think that they could easily do it. But so much of Green Lantern takes place in space, and they shouldn't make Green Lantern an Earth hero because he's not.
Yeah, they should make him Space Police.
Totally. That's what they. If they did Green Lantern, but without Oa.
They should do like the animated Green Lantern series.
Oh,
is what you're
absolutely.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is they would have to have like Star Wars level aliens on it.
Yeah, I don't think CW can have a budget right now at this current point in time. I don't think they could.
How would they get to that point? Well, I think the Green Lantern series definitely wouldn't happen next. They would have to be raking in cash from the next season of Arrow, The Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow.
I mean, like a live action Green Lantern series is probably going to cost like $10 million an episode. It's going to be like Game of Thrones level cost.
Yeah, if they want to make it really good, it would be There would be their most expensive series to date.
Does that make you worried about Supergirl? Because I don't. I bet you Supergirl is probably like a $3 million an episode show too, or maybe $5 million.
I'm not excited about Supergirl at all. I've seen
Did you watch the leaked?
No, have you watched it?
No,
I haven't. I'm not going to watch it right now.
I'm going to
want to watch all of it.
Out, yeah.
But I just think like the CGI or the CG, it doesn't look good to me. It looks like really, I don't know. And
have we seen much of the CG besides her like flying?
In the trailer? And you saw some of the villains, and they look like.
I don't think I paid enough attention to that trailer.
Like, does Supergirl really need her own show? Like, why did they like? What was the idea behind this? Like, they don't. I
think what I think it was, man, is like. CBS was probably like, oh, we want to put out a superhero show, and they're like, DC's like, well, what about like Batman or something? And they're like, oh, that's too dark.
Don't you think they could have done like a JSA show or a fucking Justice League of America? Like, it's CBS, again, right? They put a lot of money into their.
It's going to cost a lot of money, man.
Isn't CBS the one network that's like down to do that?
To pay the actors, but in terms of how much money the production of a show costs over there, it's not like it's like almost every other network, man. $5 million an episode or something.
Dude, I just don't think that Supergirl is the character that needs that show. Like,
I don't think so either. But I think it's what it's what got CBS to say yes.
Look, if this was Marvel, I would totally agree. But it's DC, and there's no connection to the film universe. Yeah. So they're just like mentioning Superman without ever like. And what if they do show like some incarnation of Superman? We're gonna be like, what the fuck, dude?
But see, that's okay. If they're not supposed to be connected, they made it seem in that trailer as if she's directly talking about Henry Cavill's Superman.
And Jimmy Olsen doesn't like. Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be some like nerdy kid. And he's like
a strapping black lad.
He's like dude. He's like fucking the love interest. He's like, "What's up, Supergirl? Come back to my place."
Fuck you good tonight, girl.
Supergirl would probably ride him into the ground. Like that would be. I would not want to have sex with Supergirl, man. That would be dangerous.
Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. That movie is so good, and the fight between Supergirl and Darkseid. Yes, dude. The fight between Supergirl and Darkseid is so good.
I mean, but. How are they? I'm just trying to figure out how this is all going to play out because Supergirl, like, are they going to introduce Darkseid? Are they going to try to introduce more characters? Because she doesn't
really have her own villains.
And she on her own like is not. I just don't think she's powerful enough to carry her own show. I wouldn't be surprised if the Supergirl show was a flop unless they put a ton of money behind advertising and say it's the best show ever.
Yeah,
but
well, okay. So CBS rarely cancels shows. Like, they started a new show this last season called Scorpion. The show is terrible.
Really?
Yet they're like, approved for a second season, Scorpion, and I'm like, oh my god, this show's fucking bad.
What's it about?
It's
from Mortal Kombat?
No, it's
over here.
It's a procedural, man. They love to make procedurals at CBS, and that's why. Like, they have shows like, they have 3 NCIS titles, and then they have, like, Person of Interest.
That's a great show.
That's, like, their best show. And then they have Elementary, which is, like, the American
it's, like,
Sherlock
lackluster.
Holmes. Oh, man. I watched the first half of the first season, and I had to stop. I was like, this is boring.
They're like, let's put Lucy Liu in as Watson. Like, that just makes no...
Honestly, though, she's, like, the best part. Her and Johnny Lee Miller are, like, the best parts about that show.
I think she's everything sexy. That's why I'll watch it. I think Lucy Liu is fucking hot.
But the stories they tell are so boring, man. Yeah. It's like... Sherlock Holmes, it can be a little stuffy, but it doesn't need to be fucking boring,
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you compare it to the BBC Sherlock...
Which I haven't watched at all.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
like
I need
it's
to watch
really,
that.
really well made. And there's only like 6 episodes of it.
Yeah.
But it's really, really well. Each one is a movie in and of itself.
Well,
I just feel
there's like they're miniseries with like 3 episodes. No.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Okay.
And there's going to be another one soon, I think. But I just feel like Supergirl is going to like pander to a largely female audience when they should just be worried about making a great
it's also
show
gonna be
for
an
everybody.
older audience too, because
Really?
By definition, CBS's audience is older. Much older than
Maybe what they're trying to do is get a younger audience in there, and they're like,
Maybe.
well, I mean, how many older people are really going to watch a Supergirl show? Like,
I mean,
realistically.
people over 50, probably very few.
Did you? And I mean, the preview was like nothing but like bubblegum pop and fucking, it was like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'll give it a chance, but I'm just not like.
We'll find out come November.
They should have done Supergirl on like if they were to do it. I just don't. Honestly, I feel like they shouldn't have done Supergirl, but it should have been on fucking CW. That way they could cross it over with Flash and Green Arrow, and we could that would carry the show itself because we would see each character interacting with each other, even though they said it's going to be the same universe.
Yeah.
Like Supergirl exists in the same universe as Flash and Arrow.
Interesting. We'll see what develops with this.
Doesn't
show.
the TV universe all exist and like?
Well, okay. Well, it started
Except
with
for-
the Arrowverse.
Wait, Gotham is even supposed to be the same universe.
I think they're trying to say that because they know it's what'll, propel all their television shows even further. But I don't know if they really mean it.
That would be so miserable too, because Gotham is just like,
I could see having them all connected makes like
maybe if Gotham was in the past.
but it's not in the past.
No,
though. It's just shitty ass Gotham.
Like, how can you justify Oliver Queen being like 30 years older than Bruce Wayne?
Yeah,
and
that's
Barry,
dumb.
like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
well,
Bruce
Oliver
Wayne,
Queen is like the same age as Batman, but
no, Bruce Wayne is older than Oliver Queen.
not by much, dude.
He's like 6 or 7 years older, dude.
Either way, it's fucked, is what we're saying.
Yeah, you're right. They are close to the same age, though.
But I feel like I don't know, man. They shouldn't try connecting them. Just leave. Okay, the Arrowverse. You want to have that? I'm totally down for the Arrowverse. Keep that connected. But I definitely don't want to see Constantine show up on Arrow or something.
But see, that is something that could actually work, in my opinion, because they're all kind of like the same age. I mean, Constantine, like, he's dealing with the supernatural stuff. You wouldn't ever really see Green Arrow cross paths with the Justice League Dark.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, since there's no Justice League, I feel like there's no point for any of this shit to be connected.
I think that they're trying to build something up to that, though, as far as their TV universe goes. But like,
We'll never see Batman on TV, though.
What's his name? Robin Wright, or whatever. What the fuck?
Robin Wright from House of Cards?
No. Wait, what's the guy's name? Robin something from Gotham.
Robin Lord Taylor.
Robin Lord Taylor. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see him as the Penguin in the larger universe. Like, he's just not right. It's good for Gotham, but that's it.
Yeah, it's good for that show, but I feel like his Penguin is only good in that show.
Like, you guys, DC should have thought this out better. Like, Marvel is kicking ass as far as all of this shit because it's so
Marvel,
unified. It all makes sense. It's cohesive.
Can we talk about this one Marvel story, and then we're pretty much done. We're probably going to end the episode after this. So, real quick, there's going to be a spoiler from Age of Ultron. We've already talked about it on the show in full length.
I mean, you should have watched Age of Ultron by now anyway.
And if you haven't, you probably don't care about spoilers. So here we go. At the end of Age of Ultron, you remember Hulk taking a Quinjet and flying off, right?
I was like, why is he doing that?
And we've talked about, rumors of a Planet Hulk movie.
It's not going to happen. They've already debunked it.
Here's another rumor that came up, and this sounded fucking awesome to me. So what if Hulk meets up with the Guardians of the Galaxy in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Yeah, it'd be dope, but it's not going to happen.
No, James Gunn said they will not team up with Hulk.
It's definitely not going to happen. But, so
what the fuck is going to happen to Hulk, man?
Who cares?
You don't like Hulk?
I love Hulk.
Okay.
Hulk is by and far one of my favorite Marvel characters, but in the cinematic universe, they just don't give a fuck about him. They're like, he's just a monster.
But I feel like they're trying really hard to build up, really develop that character.
Really?
I do.
Then why is there not a Hulk movie coming out for 20 years?
Because, man, they fucked up those first two.
They could easily make another one and totally, they could totally justify it. If they jammed a Hulk movie in somewhere, like there's no
But
Marvel does
but
well
would
enough.
people go pay to see it?
Fuck yeah. There's already been 2 Avengers movies that have been totally successful.
True.
Like, and Mark Ruffalo has proven that he's good. Like, the love interest with Black Widow and the Hulk, unnecessary. It doesn't need to happen. That was all spawned, I feel, from a GIF where someone saw the Hulk banging Black Widow. It was, like, weird. I don't know why the fuck that even happened, dude. But Mark Ruffalo was like, well, I feel like it gives the character more depth, and I guess I kind of agree with that. I would like
Which
to see
one? I mean,
the Hulk.
yeah. I feel like it gives a lot more depth to Black Canary, too.
Black Widow.
Black Widow, sorry.
Black Canary in Marvel now.
You still haven't watched Agent Carter, have you?
Have you?
Yeah.
All of it?
Uh-huh. There's only been 8 episodes.
No, I'll probably watch it next. I literally just finished Mad Men, so.
What's cool about Agent Carter is they show in like great detail the place where Black Widow was like trained and brought up. And then we see
The
more
ballet
of that.
teachers and shit?
Yeah, we see more of that in Age of Ultron, and it's like,
Was that actually like a clip from Agent Carter?
no, I don't think so.
That would have been so funny.
Because Black Widow is not an Agent Carter. It's
No.
you see another
right,
you
yeah,
see
okay.
you see another girl who was brought up the same way as Natasha, but she stayed bad. You know, she never went to good.
She stayed bad. She never went to good.
She's a rotten apple, that one. Rotten
so-
to the core.
So Chris Pratt has been saying that the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to be the best movie of all time.
Really?
Of all time.
You know what I was surprised to hear? Bradley Cooper's highest grossing movie of all time was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Why are you surprised to hear that?
Because he's been in what were like the Hangover movies and all that shit.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is a way bigger movie than The Hangover. Those were kind of like they were big comedy hits, but
Well, in terms of the other Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy is much smaller.
it made a ton of money, dude.
It didn't break $1 billion.
I think it has.
No.
Worldwide?
It's at like 870 million.
Dude, only 800.
Well-
Dude, it's not the 3 comma club, bro. It's not the 3.
I mean, in terms
Tres
of,
comas.
like, I would be sure the Hangover movies made that much money too. No,
Altogether, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and including DVD sales, and it's too early to even. The Guardians of the Galaxy came out this last year.
Yeah.
It's too early to even say like how much it's going to make in the long term. It'll definitely break $1 billion, dude.
Okay.
And this is, some people are going to give me flack, but I feel like this made Chris Pratt's career. Like, they were like, oh, he's doing Guardians, we got to get this guy in Jurassic World. He has a great agent.
Well, dude, he went from
He also did like Wreck-It Ralph, or he was in some other.
he went from Parks and Recreation to doing Zero Dark 30, man, which was like his first pretty big role. And then he got
He was in like Wreck-It Ralph though too,
was he really?
or in some animated movie.
But I know he got Zero Dark 30, and then after that he got Guardians of the Galaxy. And then after that he got Jurassic World.
I think before Guardians of the Galaxy, he was in that animated thing.
Okay.
And maybe that got his intro to Disney or something. But I don't know. I mean,
I want to go see Jurassic World, man.
when is that coming out?
This is coming Friday.
Yeah, I'm down to go see that.
Should we see it in 3D or
Yeah,
regular?
3D.
I feel like that's a movie I'd be down to see in 3D.
I'm gonna be so fucking disappointed though if it's like the Lost World Jurassic Park or like Jurassic
third
Park.
one?
No, that was the second one. Jurassic Park 3 though was awful.
It was terrible.
There was a Jurassic
Well,
Park 4,
Jurassic
I'm
Park
pretty sure.
3, they brought back some of the main cast, and that's why it was. It just didn't work.
They've had like Jeff Goldblum was in the second one too.
Yeah, but the other guy,
third one had
the other
Sam
guy
Neill.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what are they gonna have? Like, I hope that they don't have like Sam Neill in this one too. Like,
No, I
so
don't think he
unnecessary.
is.
Or Jeff Goldblum with his laugh. Like, it's just unnecessary.
Aren't they
Steven
making
Spielberg
an Independence Day sequel too?
Yes, it's unnecessary.
I love Independence Day, man.
Dude, who needs an Independence Day? Wasn't
Well,
Will
what-
Smith in that?
Yeah.
Is he going to be
Welcome
in this
to
too?
Earth? He punches the alien in the face.
Isn't he going to be in this one too?
I don't know.
You said that you were watching Scream 4 right now. Why were you watching that?
Because it was on, man. Okay.
That's such a good reason to watch something.
The first 2 Scream movies are pretty good, and they're rated pretty high. Like, I enjoy those movies.
The first one's really good. It was
The third one it kind of fell off, and I was surprised to see the fourth one had almost as good ratings and reviews as the first one.
Was it directed by Wes Craven as well?
Yes.
That's his fucking golden goose.
And it brought back Nev Campbell, David Arquette.
Nev Campbell made a 1-episode appearance in Mad Men.
Really?
And she was like some dude that some chick that Don Draper was making out with on the plane. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
but either way, like, I was surprised how okay Scream 4 was. Like, obviously,
what was it about?
It's not a cinematic masterpiece.
You can spoil the shit out of this because I don't think that anyone's going to like. It's been years.
You know Emma Roberts?
Yeah, she was
like a child star, and now she's like our age, probably.
Yeah, Emma Roberts was in American Horror Story.
And okay, so
she's hot.
She's in this, right? And she plays Nev Campbell, Sydney. She plays her cousin. And it also has Hayden Panettiere, who's like their best friend.
Hot.
Yeah. And basically, it's like they rebooted the movie, but made it a sequel in terms of like there's a copycat killer, and it's recreating the events of the first movie, you know? But it ends differently, and like... And it's one line that was so stupid where she's like, I thought this was supposed to end at the house. She's like, this is an alternate ending. I was like, okay.
Who was the killer?
Emma Roberts.
She's the killer.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That sounds kind of dumb, dude.
She had a partner, some other dude, who was like, he was obsessed with Hayden Panettiere, but she didn't pay him any mind. Like, he totally wanted to hook up with her, but she was like...
The first Scream works really well because they're two, like, college kids, and they're just, like, obsessed with, like, the horror movie tropes or whatever. It's Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
And then when he gets found out, he goes, my mom is going to be so mad at me. Like, that's the best line from that fucking movie. But you know what I would love to do on each podcast is just have you watch like an old movie and spoil the whole fucking thing. Like,
well, okay,
last episode,
this movie's only 4 years old. I never even knew it existed until today.
Last episode, we talked about Transformers, the new one, and you were just like, I just can't even like talk about this right now.
I don't know how I watched that movie the entire way through.
I wanna force you to watch like a shitty movie every week or an okay movie and just like talk about it at the very end.
Yeah. I have a bunch of movies still in my DVR that I haven't watched.
Like what?
Let me see.
You have your DVR on your phone?
There's an app that's my DVR. I can manage my DVR from my phone.
That's great.
Yeah. So, like, say I forgot to set up the recording for Game of Thrones tonight.
You could do it from your phone.
Do it right now.
That's ideal.
Yeah. So there's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is the second one.
Who's Dawn? It's like a woman named Dawn.
The 300 Rise of an Empire, the sequel.
I heard that's okay.
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I watched like half of that, and I never finished it. Godzilla, the new one.
I heard it wasn't good.
That's all. There's also, have you heard of this new miniseries on the History Channel called Texas Rising?
No.
I mean, it's kind of like definitely nerdy, like history, but I might watch it.
Texas Rising.
It's got some pretty decent actors in it.
Like who? Tommy Lee Jones. He's in like everything about Texas. He just tells his agent, he's like, just put me in whatever you can about Texas. I'll do it.
He's a Texan.
What was that? Wait, so in Penny Dreadful, she was like, I'm scared of no man in black or something like that. I was like, Men in Black. Here come the Men in Black.
Oh, it's got Bill Paxton, who's playing Sam Houston. You know who Bill Paxton is,
yeah,
right?
Totally. And Bill Paxton was in fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I loved his character on that show, man.
He's like, have you ever seen Frailty? That movie with, I'm pretty sure Matthew McConaughey is in it.
I don't think so.
Bill Paxton, but he plays like this man who's like, he's a killer, and he's like corrupted his children to believe that God, like whenever he's killing people, he's like creating angels or something like that. And Matthew McConaughey is like plays his son, and he's like totally fucked up.
All right.
It's a pretty good movie. Yeah, that's he does that, and I mean Matthew McConaughey takes his shirt off at some point. It happens in every movie.
So okay, wait. The cast of this miniseries, it's got Bill Paxton, and what's this dude's name? Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was Sam and Dean's dad on Supernatural.
Oh,
and the dad from Weeds.
Yeah. Speaking of him, briefly, he said that before the series ends for Supernatural, he'd like to come back and do a 3-story arc.
That'd be
with,
dope.
or a 3-episode arc rather. With
but it can't be a flashback.
No. It's going to be.
It would have
he
to be
would
like
come
he
back
comes
legitimately.
to life.
Yeah, he's going to come back to life. But did you know
because
that Jensen,
those two actors look so different from the first season?
Did you know that Jensen Ackles has been directing a lot of the Supernatural episodes too?
Oh, really? Well, and that's pretty common with TV shows to have a lot of the actors direct.
Well, they're in the 11th season. It had to happen at some point. I'm sure Jared Padalecki's probably directed one too, at least.
Yeah.
I want to see Bobby come back though, man.
Also in Texas Rising, Olivier Martinez. He's a pretty solid actor.
Well,
I'm gonna watch that Texas Rising.
Why do you sound like Sling Blade? You ever watch that with Billy
French
Bob
fried
Thornton?
taters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Billy
movie's
Bob,
fucking weird.
Billy Bob Thornton. There's a TV show about Fargo too. I don't know if you watched that. They did a TV adaptation of the movie Fargo.
Really?
Yeah, by the Coen brothers.
AMC also has a new series coming.
Martin Freeman is in the Fargo show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you see the picture I sent you of Martin Freeman as MODOK?
Yes, I did.
They should just
He's not playing MODOK.
But so briefly, we talked about this for a second, but okay, so Marvel has completely written out the Fantastic Four from the comics. They've canceled the comic books. They're not creating any more new X-Men characters, and they very well may cancel the X-Men series as well, as far as comics go. Their new representation of all of the Marvel characters, that they do illustrated lineups. Like DC's done it too, where you have every character and you have villains and all that good stuff. They have none of the X-Men or any of the Fantastic Four or Deadpool or anything in there. It's like now
it's smart, man, because until they get all those licenses back, they really can't. We're never going to see the fully formed vision that Marvel has until they get those characters back.
But what we've seen now means that all of those characters that are on their lineup will at some point appear in the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
So MODOK was one that people were going crazy over. They're like, we're going to see MODOK. Oh my god, it's going to...
I hope they do that justice, man. And, knowing
I think
Marvel,
they will, dude.
Knowing Marvel, I have a feeling it's going to be really true to the original character.
I hope so.
Because, what would be stupid is if they try and make it like, oh, let's reimagine MODOK into our world, and it's like 21st century MODOK, and it's just like it's a dude in a chair, and he's got a powerful brain. And it's like
Professor Xavier.
Oh man,
he's just a really smart dude. No, MODOK needs to be in the chair, like destroy.
Yeah, psionic blasters.
He's a computer made for killing.
Yeah, MODOK is the shit.
I did read a comic though. It was a Marvel comic where MODOK had like his origin or whatever, and it just wasn't very. And I was kind of bored. But the Marvel comics aren't really that exciting for me. So I don't know. I've gotten more into Marvel though.
Yeah,
I've been trying real hard, guys.
I mean, you should. If anything, you should read the good shit.
It was an Avengers comic that I read.
Stuff I recommend is Spider-Gwen is pretty good. It really is.
Spider-Gwen?
The new Miss Marvel series is also, it's pretty top-notch.
I mean, don't you think that their best series should involve their flagship characters?
Well, but then you have, Civil War and Secret Wars, which are both, those are
pretty good.
Really good arcs. Yeah, I feel like there's less great shit to read with Marvel, but there's still some.
They're still good. Gems. Well, obviously, it wouldn't be around it wouldn't have been around for as long as they have.
But I totally agree with you. It's not almost anything DC that I pick up is really good.
There are a couple of stinkers though.
Oh yeah.
There's a Justice League Dark thing that I read, and I was like, oh my god, this is written by someone in elementary school.
Well, have you seen have you read any Animal Man? I tried reading that, and I'm like, oh, this is so bad. I don't like it.
DC just put out a new comic. It was the Villains Omnibus. This is Villains Month for DC right now. Or June is. And people are talking about it. They're like, it's not good. So they put out it's a collector's edition where you pay more for a 3D variant cover with the Joker and he's shooting people or something like that. And then there's a Swamp Thing's villain. They have 2 Superman villains, 2 Batman villains, 2 Green Lantern villains, and a Swamp Thing villain. They were like, why did they do that? Why didn't they put fucking Black Manta on the cover too, or Cheetah or something like that?
God, Black Manta's such a great villain.
Dude, I love Black Manta. He's the shit.
I hope we see him battling Jason Momoa.
If they're smart, as far as the Aquaman thing goes, they should do the Throne of Atlantis storyline. I mean, because if they have
But
Orm,
that doesn't really involve Black Manta at all.
yeah, it does
Very little.
to some extent.
It's definitely more about Arthur and Orm.
I mean, yeah, but
And the rest of the Justice League.
in the actual like the animated version, they had Black Manta as like the mastermind behind it. He was like corrupting Orm.
I didn't really like that though. I like the comic version of it.
I
better.
agree. I do. I think that if they kind of married the two a little bit more, then it would be cool. I'd like to like Black Manta is totally that character that would like corrupt Orm. Orm isn't inherently evil.
Yeah.
I think that in the
Well, he's jaded.
in the animated version, like the DCAU version, he's like evil, right? But in the comic, he's just like he's
totally
which one was it?
He's totally pissed off because Arthur was given the throne and he's half human.
But wait, in the comic, he wasn't. That wasn't the case. In the comic, he took the throne because he thought Arthur had like lost his edge.
No, yeah, Arthur didn't refuse to attack the land world.
Yeah,
and that pissed off Orm.
In the DCAU version, he was like evil, and he was like, "Why?" He was like, "This person doesn't deserve the throne. I don't." Arthur had already been underwater for a while.
Oh yeah, he had been king for 30 years or something.
In the comic, in the actual comic book.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The stories are totally different. They're both worth watching, though. Anyway, I'm sorry for carrying this on for so long. It's been a great fucking episode.
That's our show.
I'm happy to be here.
Goodbye.
Enjoy.
You have things to plug?
Enjoy Supra by ECS Fair. Yes, I'm Downlow'd, DOWNLOWD. You can find me at IamDownlow'd.com. Hit me up on SoundCloud.com/download. Leave me a comment on Buried. It's my new tune. If you like it, please share it. Hit me up on Twitter at DownloadHere, or drop me a comment on Facebook if you like at facebook.com/officialdownload. I'm going to be touring soon, so if you want me to come to a city near you and play some music for your digital ears, then go ahead and leave a comment on my Facebook page and let me know where you want me to come to. And Alex is going to tell you about Macro Records and all of just the great and amazing things that we have going on.
If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to go on iTunes and leave us a review. It'll be most appreciated. It helps get the show into the ears of future listeners. If you want to tweet us at Macro Records, and don't forget the hashtag #AskSnoo if you got a question for Snoo. I know it's kind of pointless to ask him questions right now since there's no video, but you know what? Maybe we'll like take a picture of Snoo. Oh, sorry. And, that's pretty much it. Go to our website, thisismacro.com. It's the hub for all things Macro Records, our blog, podcast, Let's Play music. Everything we do is right there in one convenient source. And now, goodbye. Listen to ECS Ferrer, Supra. Pick it up today, exclusively on Beatport. Bye-bye.
Fire.